Live.
Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am personally very, very excited to be here because hopefully, if we get to it today, we'll get to my two favorite encounters in this whole goddamn book, and I'm very excited. Today, with you, I'm your storyteller, Sage.
I'm not excited. I'm a little bit scared, but my name is Celeste Konowich in real life, and then in this game, I play Malady, your tiefling wizard.
I am present, and my name is JB Little. Today I will be playing Lord Roland Belrand and Cadril, a war cleric of Kellamvor.
Hi, I'm Katie, and I'm going to be playing Kaylee Bramblebarrel, your halfling monk.
Hello. It's Naseem. Sorry. And I'm playing your dwarven fighter, Erroneous Dohard.
Oh, what a night.
I'm here. I'm Paul. I'm Calvin, your Fire Genasi artificer.
Yes, well, friends, tell me, what horrors did we witness and experience last time?
Do we want to do the giveaway first?
Oh, yes, of course,
Before I forget, I have the button open right now.
Yes. At the end of the episode, you all proceeded to level 6, and so we are celebrating that today by having a dice giveaway. Our secret code is Vice, because these are Miami Vice dice from Die Hard Dice.
Heck yeah.
Their soup's pretty.
All right,
They're so cute.
Opening the giveaway, so if you would like to enter, just type !Vice. It is live now!
Wow!
Stupendous.
Ba-boom!
All right. Well, people enter in their codes to win. Tell us all what happened last time.
Oh God! So we had a bunch of refugees with us, and they were all like, "Oh yay, you're gonna lead us to safety, cool, right?" And then so we took them to the big cathedral because we busted up this bridge to like go to the awesome god cathedral, and then there were guts everywhere inside of it. Hanging like Christmas ornaments, I believe is what you said, which is unfortunate, because there was this cultist who was like playing sides between like Tiamat and a bunch of other devils, right? So basically he was trying to desecrate this big cathedral by doing lots of disgusting shit. So we started things off like with all the refugees like scared in the corner, and we were like kicking mad ass for all these spiny devils and this dumb cult guy. And we handled him pretty well. And then Roland went and cleaned up one of the chapels for the four gods, because this cathedral is like Torm, Helm. What were the other ones? The other good gods? What are the good gods?
Roland would know, but I don't fucking remember.
Yeah.
It's been 7 years since last episode.
Hell-
Storm, Lathander, Tyr, and Helm.
There you go. Okay, Lathander, yes, Tyr and Helm. Got it. Cool. So all the good boys. It's the Temple of Good Boys that has almost been desecrated. And while Roland was doing that, Calvin played with a giant hand statue that did cool flips when you did the lever. And eventually we got that figured out, that like when you flip the hand a certain way, you know, you flipped them off and like you could
Gave
go
a
down.
thumbs up, and then the door, and then the floor opened into secret stairs because it was like, "Good job."
Good job, you're cool and good boys. And then Malady sent Waldo down to like investigate, and it turned out to be like catacombs or like burial chambers down there. And there were a bunch of like other refugees who were still alive, hidden down there, so far protected by the consecrated ground thing. So we went and saw them, and then Heronius passed out a bunch of blunts. Everybody got so stoned. And made
Hotbox and catacombs.
Hotbox the catacombs. And then we talked to the chick who's in charge, like the Sergeant General Secretary of the cathedral. What was her name?
Feria Jinx.
Whoa! Did we hear that? Because that's a rad name.
We didn't hear the last name, I don't think.
I don't think you heard the last name. I think
No.
she did mention that her name is Feria.
Well, that's freaking cool. Okay, so yeah, we talked to her, and she's like, "I got this, like, but our guy Oldar Ravengard is like our leader and he's like gonna save us and whatever. So he went to this graveyard to get a dumb helmet. I don't know why, but apparently this helmet was gonna save the world. So he went and to get it, and then we're like, oh no, how long ago was that? She's like, a while. It's probably a problem, and we're like, beans. um, and so she also told us about her holy ass book that she like, grabbed and took down, and we're like, can we look at that book? And it turns out it was like the secret devil contract that Zariel had tricked everybody into writing their names into. So it was like their
The big bummer
contract.
book.
Yeah, that had
What we
them
called
all.
it.
The tome. The
The
tome.
tome of Creed Resolute.
Yeah, the tome of bullshit.
Yes, which every person, as soon as they are able to read and write, must sign their names into while giving the oath.
Well,
Yeah.
bad idea.
Yeah, so that's
Nothing bad would ever come from
Yeah,
that.
so that
course not.
sucked. So we learned about the book, and then we're like, oh man, okay, we're gonna help, I guess. So we went to the big graveyard in El Terrell, and then there were zombies just walking around, like hanging out, but they did not give a fuck that we were there. So we just walked by them. And then we heard noises coming from like this big mausoleum at the center, and there was a guy who was like cracked out, like fighting demons, and he's just like, I don't want to sleep, I just want to fight demons. And we're like, can you let us in? He's like, if you're gonna fight demons. And we're like, I guess. And then so we went in, and then we went downstairs, and we walked around for a little bit, and then we saw a guy with a big hat glued onto his head, and he was like screaming, and there was a portal opening to somewhere awful. I don't know what's awfuler than hell, but it's there, and there's a tentacle, furry, slimy bug monstrosity thing that's like climbing its ass out of the portal, and that's what happened.
Yeah, pretty good.
Good
And yes,
job.
where we are picking up is you are all in this down at the base of this sort of what do they call it?
Crypt.
Yeah, at the basically at the base of this crypt. There are different little chambers that were used for meditation and reflection upon death and upon the gods. And this was originally a place of solace. And where you are standing now is in this large rectangular room, which is about 15 feet going back to the back wall and like 30 feet long. And there's about 5 feet of kind of shore, basically, where the fallen bodies are like litter the shoreline, and thrashing and screaming on the ground is older Ravengard, trying his damnedest to pull the Suncrest helm off his head as he's just switching between these languages, and his eyes are bright and just aglow as he is clearly experiencing some kind of psychic assault. And there is about 10 feet of shallow water just beyond this little shore, where floating above is this dark portal where you can hear these screams and cries of agony echoing out of, and you had seen these just long claws begin to drag out this slender furried creature that has this kind of wolf-like head with worms that kind of dripped out of its mouth, and just this putrescence wafts over you, and you see the water inside underneath the portal begin to boil this sickly green color, and it just lets out this kind of growling hiss. And we're gonna roll some initiative.
By the way, that might be one of the best words I've ever heard. Putrescence? Putrescence?
Putrescence.
Putrescence.
Presence. Jesus Christ. Save
I
us.
Calvin is
14.
obviously overwhelmed by the putrescence
Yeah, too
and
putrid.
gets a 4.
Oh no, Melody did good. I don't like it. I don't want to do it first. 21.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Thank goodness. 18.
JB
19.
and Katie.
14.
All right, so that is indeed M up first.
Oh God. So we're all at a kind of a cluster, And then
Mhm.
Oldar is just rolling around on the floor, like 10 feet
Mhm.
away from this portal thing. Right?
Yep.
Is that
Yep.
that's the situation? So it gonna reach out and it could grabby hands him?
It could definitely within its turn like move over and grab him or hurt him, or he's only 10 feet away from you all.
Could just give him a boop on the nose.
Okay.
Mhm.
So what I want to do is try and figure out if like using dispel magic would help Oldar Ravenguard. So if
Sure.
maybe can I make an Arcana check to see if I think
Yeah.
it's like
Definitely.
Okay. 11 plus 8 is 19.
So you think that there isn't something necessarily arcane happening. Hearing the kind of shifting between languages and knowing that this is a very holy and like legendary relic, there's something divine that is happening here. And so you might be able to dispel the magic on the helmet, but you don't necessarily think that that's going to help.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. But I don't want to start. I don't want to draw its attention. All right. I'm going to flip open my book and I'm going to look at this thing. I'm going to lick my finger, turn a page, and look at this horrible thing crawling out of this portal and go,
Mhm.
tell me your name. And I need it to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, that is hot garbage. That's
Yeah.
a 7.
Yay! Okay, what is it? What is it? This name? This is the first time this has ever worked.
It's not the first time.
No, it is the first time it's ever worked against an enemy.
Yeah. Against an enemy. Yeah. Okay. Yes. And so kind of just echoing out of its mouth, it doesn't even move its jaws or anything to speak. You hear Argaroth. And as you all hear this name, I need you all to make an intelligence saving throw.
Oh no, I'm not that good at those.
Cool. If it does help, I believe I only hear it in my head.
Oh, okay. Then you need to then only M needs to make an intelligence saving
Yeah,
throw.
because it doesn't actually have to. Yeah, it doesn't have to say it. I know it. Okay. So I do have a spell for this, which is sort of interesting. Sorry, my reaction. I can cast a spell for things going into my mind and say, no, thank you, sir. Mental barrier. Cool. All right, so I'm going to cast Mental Barrier, which is a reaction I can take when I'm forced to make an intelligence, wisdom, or charisma saving throw. And basically, I protect
Very
my
cool.
mind with a wall of looping repetitive thought. And so until the start of my next turn, I have advantage on intelligence, wisdom, and charisma saving throws and resistance to psychic damage.
Nice, very cool. What is M looping through her mind that helps steal her will?
Yeah, I think she's going through like really, really boring alchemical equations that she's had to memorize like for spellcasting components. Just like like quadratic equation, just like on loop. She's just thinking, through the numbers just to silence the fear in her head. Okay, great. So then that will be a 19, and thank God I did that because the other one was a 2.
And so as you hear this name, you feel at the base just that primal feeling of just that hits at the base of your skull of just creeping madness, but you immediately put up these equations in your mind to block out this sort of this creeping madness, and you're able to steel yourself against it, as learning a demon's true name has haunted many.
Yeah, no, this is what I'm here for. I love it. I've trained my whole life for this, literally. And I'm just like, and as I'm like scrawling the name, like these horrible symbols in Abyssal on my book, I shut it. And so the loop's still going through my mind here. And so the way this also works is now, since I know its true name, it's considered charmed by me, which basically all that means is it can't take any kind of negative action against me until my next turn. So with that in mind, I'm going to go and I'm going to run over to Oldar and I'm going to try and like pull him away. Just like push him, roll him away from this demon because he's clearly having an issue.
Yeah, you can kind of shove him a little bit more towards the door.
Yeah, so however far I can, move in and run and pull him back, I'll do that.
Cool. Yeah, you can definitely pull him towards the doorway to kind of push him behind you all.
Okay.
And then Roland, it is your turn.
Roland will step forward between. Oh God, I already forgot his name. It's been 8 seconds. Old man helmet.
Older Raven Guard.
Older Raven Guard. I knew it was Raven something. I'm gonna stand between Raven Guard and this demon, and I will adjust my shoulders, hunker down a bit, hold the shield out in front of me, and say, "You'll not touch him, fiend." And I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on myself.
Nice.
As a bonus action. This gives me a +2 to my armor class, bringing it up to 22. And then I will take the dodge action and hope that this fucking thing brings its attention to me and not him. And
cool.
That'll be the end of my turn. Just positioning myself to where it can't get to Malady or Raven Guard without going through me.
Very good. And Naseem.
Okay, sorry, I thought I might have been muted. Is this guy, how close is he from us?
About 10 feet away from you all, with a Roland standing between you and him.
Okay. Oh, God. Cars. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. Or if I should just shut up. Okay.
It's fine.
All right, well then I'm just going to go and try and smack him
It's a drag race out there. My
to
God.
the fucking ground. Everyone's got something to say about it. Disco mace. Here we go.
Disco mace to the face.
Ooh. Plus 18, 26 to hit.
Oh shit! Yeah, that sure does.
Yeah.
You sure did. Oh wait. Oh, I should have announced it first. But oh well, I didn't. Plus 9 damage, please.
Very good.
And I'll take my extra attack.
Yaha.
And on this hit, I will cast the
Booming blade.
the booming blade. Is that better?
Because Booming Blade is a spell, and you can either choose to make your action to make a melee attack or a ranged attack, or you can take your action to cast a spell. With Booming Blade, you get to make an attack as a part of the spell. But so you can either make 2 regular attacks or do Booming Blade.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Isn't that just? It's just an effect with the attack, though. The spell.
So you're casting a spell or you're taking the attack action, and where you get to make 2 attacks.
Okay. Then yeah, that's what I'm doing.
So you can just make your second attack.
Then that's 24 to hit.
Oh yes.
With 7 more damage, and I guess will the green fire leap to the tentacle thing?
So
Never mind.
The tentacle thing is the only enemy on the field right now.
All right. Well, any bonus actions for you?
No.
Let's see here. Well, having Heronius be the thing to being the creature to run up and get a blow on it. I'm gonna need Heronius to make a dexterity saving throw as you see these pores open up on this creature and just shoot this pus at you.
Pus?
Ew, it's a wolf
It's
worm.
wolfworm pus. Why?
Well, I got a 7.
So you're going to take 4d6 acid damage.
Jeez.
Ooh.
Ah! Cool.
We're gonna see if it recharges.
I've had some acne, but never like that.
Ew, don't do that. No.
So you're gonna take 15 acid damage,
Oh,
and it
All right.
does not recharge. So you all are fortunate.
great. Uh,
And then you see, yeah, after it shoots this like pus cannon at you, it raises its
Why?
it raises its claws, and you see the bubbling in the water become even more just kind of just ruckus and fervent, and it just like it begins to boil. And so for all of you who start your turns within 30 feet of this creature, are going to have to make a con save or take some nasty damage as its putrescence is just emanating around the room.
Cool.
Katie, it's your turn. Make a
I
con
just
save.
Start my turn by saying that your adjectives are out of control, Missy.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a 19 on the die.
You are good.
Okay.
And now you are immune for 24 hours.
Thank God, honestly. All right. So I'm going to whip out my +1 fire dagger thing, and I'm gonna run up to him and I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna stab him.
Do it to it.
That's gonna be an 18 plus 9, 27. And that's gonna be my D4 plus my D6. Plus 6, 12. 15 points of damage, 6 of that fire. So 9 magical stabs and 6 fire.
Cool.
And then I'm going to, as I stab in, get 2 kicks in.
Oh yeah. Magic kicks.
Magic little tiny feet, little hairy feet. Okay. So one of them was a 5 plus 8, 13. Does that hit?
It does not.
Okay, and then the other one was a dirty 20.
Nice.
And that's 4 on the die plus 5, so 9 magical bludgeoning. And then she's just gonna like do a backwards flip and skitter away with her mobile feet.
Hell yeah. Mobile feet.
Can I get outside of? Well, I guess it doesn't matter anymore. I'm immune to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can get outside of the room because you had come in through this kind of narrow hallway that led into this chamber. But yeah, you would have to basically like round the corner.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll just go behind Roland, my go-to.
Okay.
Just peeking from behind the leg.
And Calvin, make your Constitution saving throw.
Muted, by the way.
You're
There we go. Oh, I was excited. Calvin is a strong boy. Yeah, he got a 23 on his.
Oh yeah, you are good. You are immune to this effect.
Sweet. Do I have to make one for Appa, my robo dog, as well?
Yes.
Okay. Ki. Oh, he is not a tough boy. It got a 6.
So Appa fails, and he will take 11 acid damage.
Oof. Okay. That makes me sad. I'm sorry, buddy. Okay. So is there space in the room for me to get outside this effect?
You would have to like leave the room, go down the hall, and turn a corner, basically.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. All right. So Calvin will run over and sort of flank Roland, guarding Ulder, and then take a couple shots with his crossbow at this thing. That is 12.
That does not hit.
And then a 17.
That does.
Sweet. And that'll do 8, 13 magical piercing damage.
Very cool. Nice.
Mm-hmm. And then I'll use my bonus action to tell Appa to run up and run interference for Hero and Kaylee.
So he's gonna take the help action.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. And then Celeste, weird, back to you. Make your con save.
Ah! Okay. I got a 1. I'm a wizard. I don't know what you expect from me. Damn it.
It's only 6 acid damage.
Oh. You say only 6, like I'm not a wizard. Okay. Shit. All right. How far did I manage to get Uldar? Like, how far away am I and he from this thing right now?
Basically like 10 feet.
Okay.
Or like 15 feet.
Okay. I'm gonna look at him and kind of like snap my fingers in front of his face and be like, "Hey, buddy, Uldar, you in there? Yeah, like hello? Like, is he responsive like at all?"
No, he seems completely catatonic and absorbed in whatever is happening inside his mind.
Okay.
He's, one might say, incapacitated.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't want him dying, stupid, caring. So I'm gonna spend my turn to drag him out of this room. I don't think he should be here while this is happening.
Okay,
Whatever the
very
hell
cool.
is happening in his brain.
Yeah, you can definitely pull him down the hall and into like the main sort of kind of area where there are all the funerary shelves and niches and everything, and
Okay.
off to safety.
And I basically want to like be like, stay there, and then I'm gonna like run just to the very edge of the room so I can see what's happening on the field, but not like
Cool.
be in the room.
No problem.
Okay,
All right.
that's me.
JB.
17 for the con save.
Very good. You are immune.
Aha! You sucker! Roland will say. Seeing that Malady is still trying to drag this larger man away, he will, like on the corner of the screen, it says Roland will remember this. And then Roland turns his attention back to the demon. And
Why? Leave me alone.
it's not always good or bad. Come on. Anyway, he does what he do, and he says, "Rah!" and runs forward and swings this silvered flail into the creature.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Fucking yeah. Okay. I
Pew,
actually
pew, pew,
crit.
pew.
Yeah,
Pew, pew, pew,
natural
pew.
20. I hate it wasn't on the great sword, but that's fine. I need health. 13 points of bludgeoning damage. This is not magical, but it's silvered. I don't know if that matters.
That does matter. You said 13?
Yes.
Cool. All right. Very good.
Now that I'm standing front and center at the closest thing I imagine to be its head, I will continue to be like this loud flail over the head, screaming fucking monster standing in front of him. Like I'm standing in the water and it's bubbling at my feet and hurts, but it's not doing me damage.
Nice.
That's me.
Naseem.
Okay, now that I've read it, I understand what I'm doing. But it still hasn't moved since I cast Booming Blade.
Correct.
Man, motherfucker. Well, we're just gonna cast it again. So I'm gonna try to hit him.
Oh, and you have advantage because Appa is helping and trying to bork and bite at its ankles. So
Thanks,
yeah.
bud.
Yeah. Oh.
I rolled the exact same thing,
Yeah, good roll.
but it comes out to 15.
That exactly hits.
Ooh, goody. Okay. Well, then we're gonna do an extra D8 of thunder damage, which I forgot to do last time. 8, 7 plus 9, 16 damage.
Nice. Sweet.
And I will take an extra attack, please.
One of those.
On the side, please.
If you do Booming Blade, you can't do an extra attack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, then I guess that's it.
And then with the and the the grunts of Lord Belran to distract this monster and draw its ire. You see this creature just, it goes with this kind of wolf-like mouth and goes to chomp at you. And does hit.
Oh, it's got disadvantage. I'm gonna have Appa use its reaction to give the creature disadvantage. Yeah.
Bork, bork.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that is the same, so it will still. Wait, you say your AC is 22 right now? Oh, damn it! It misses with its bite.
Higher numbers.
Yay!
I'm
But
sad for you. I'm happy for us.
but it's going to come in with both of its claws. Woo! It's gonna get a natural 20 and hit with the other one.
Oh. Mm.
Sorry, that bite was definitely going to give you some kind of disease.
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Oh yeah.
Worm
Disease.
teeth. Blah, blah.
Sage, I am
Yes.
wearing adamantine armor, so it's just a
Oh.
normal hit, not a critical.
Lucky you.
Ooh.
Well then.
Why did you say it like that? I didn't
Well,
even
then.
buy the armor. You gave it to me.
I know.
Well, 2 more crawl out of the
Cast
door.
Sage, your greatest adversary.
You will take 24 total damage as these claws just shred. And you see the acid that's dripping from these long nails is etch into your armor.
I rolled a 16 and a 14 to maintain concentration on the spell that boosts my armor class. So I managed to keep it up barely.
Very nice. And then Kaylee.
I'm going to do my go-to. The stab and the double kick.
Mm-hmm.
That's a natural 20 on the stabby.
Wow.
Very nice.
That's 6 fire damage and 9 piercing, magical. And then I'm going to do 2 kicks. One's a natural 1 and one's a 6, but I am a halfling, so I can reroll the natural 1 with a 3. Nope, none of those. Then I'm just gonna run behind my homie.
Mm-hmm. It's
We
so sweet.
need more dynamic tactics, Caitlin.
Listen, it's working. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
And then Calvin, we are back to you.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Come on, crossbow. Here we go. That is a 22 to hit.
Yeah.
Yas. And that'll be 8 magical piercing damage. And then attack number 2. That's a dirty 20. And that'll be 10 magical piercing damage.
Very good.
And then bonus action I will use to say, keep it up, Appa. And yeah, have it help Hero or Kaylee again.
What sound is Appa making today?
I think we'll just go with the bork, but it's very like bark, bark, bark,
I am a dog. Bork.
Bork.
bark, bark, bark.
Snuggles.
Terrible.
Snuggles.
And then M.
Okay. All right. So I am looking at this thing, poking my head around the corner, and I'm gonna look at it, and I'm gonna whisper its name, its horrible name, and cast Bane upon this thing. So basically, it's going to be rolling a D4 with every attack and saving throw, and subtracting that from everything. And so yeah, as I wrench its name, and I go because it's gross, and then I'm gonna tuck right back behind this corner here, and that's me, far away.
Nice.
Far away.
Roland.
You're doing great.
Did it seem to take less damage from my attacks than I was anticipating.
No.
Good. That's fucking marvelous. So I'm injured pretty badly, but not grievously so. So Roland will maintain this position, standing as a bulwark for his companions. But you see that he's got blood leaking out from under the armor, and there's sweat like smeared across his face, and his jaw's real tight when he's screaming, trying to make these attacks. So I'm going to make 2 attacks using my last War Priest for the day.
Nice.
At this fiend. One of them is a 22, and the other is higher. Do they both hit?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, 15 is your
I have
magic
no
number.
idea. I did not pay any attention at all to what it is. 15. 23 total points of damage.
Nice. Ooh,
Smack, smack.
This thing is looking awful.
It already did.
Uh,
When it crawled out of that damn hole.
I do not have anything that I want to do as a bonus action, and I do not think that I can move, so that's going to be it for me.
All right. Hero.
I'm gonna keep swinging that mace around. He's just been helicoptering it, trying to get back his momentum.
Hell
And now
yeah.
he's gonna wail again.
Hell yeah.
Wow, I roll a natural 1. Do I still get advantage?
Yeah, the barking dog is assisting you.
Yeah.
Cool. Puppers, be there for me. Wow, I need to move my fucking tray because I just rolled a 3. So that's a 15. Actually, that'll do it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Pork. It's stuck in my head. I can't. I hear it happening.
Bork.
Bork.
Oh, God.
6 damage, please.
Very well.
Extra attack.
Yeah.
Okay, that's much better. 24.
Oh yeah.
And 9 damage.
So close to death.
You know what? I'm
And
going to
then-
action surge
Yes.
then.
Yeah.
I got you,
that
babe.
little hint.
Okay.
Just push that water cup.
I keep
right over
forgetting
the
I
edge.
can do that.
Eh,
That's just another. What is it again?
It's another
get
2
another-
attacks.
Yeah, you get another action.
Oh hell yeah! Okay, then hurt. 21 to hit
Yeah.
with 8 damage.
Oh, how does Hero just finish this thing off?
It's going helicopter like taking off a layer of scalp at a time, just kind of cutting away at its head.
Gross.
Very cool. And it drops to the ground, and the water that was bubbling furiously begins to calm and soothe and become just a little bit clearer. And M is, you see older Raven Guard still just thrashing around on the floor.
Okay, I'm gonna like put like something between his teeth so he doesn't bite his tongue. Like that's like all I got. I'm like gonna sit on him and like be like, yo, like stop, because it just looks like he's having a seizure, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, and I'm gonna be like, Roland, there's something, I don't know. I don't think I can stop it. It's a god thing.
Roland sees this thing kind of flop over into the water and die, with Hero slinging bits all over the place, including across Roland's ruff around his neck. But when he hears Malady scream, he'll turn and trot quickly over there and see that Ravengard is still holding on to this helm and screaming.
I'm like trying to sit on him.
On your way over there, Calvin will reach out with his left hand, which is covered in his crazy artificer gauntlet, and it'll glow with some green arcane runes, and you're gonna get a cure wounds, buddy.
Oh,
Nice.
so sweet.
Yeah, a level 2 cure wounds. Woo!
It's like a nice infinity gauntlet.
Yeah, kinda.
Yay.
Let's see.
Haley's
so
in
you're
the
gonna get
background with like her ointment in her hand. Once again, a big glob on her finger. She's like, oh.
Yeah,
on the side.
You're gonna get 12 HP back.
I fucking guessed right. You heard me, chat. Woo! Okay, perfect. Thank you.
You're welcome.
When it kind of activates and that woof kind of hits him, it's probably a little weird. He's never been healed by arcane magic, I don't think, other than coming back to life in like one of our first sessions when you got him up from unconscious. So he'll look down at his stitching wounds and give you this knowing kind of nod. But it seems to unsettle him a little bit.
Okay.
Thank you, Calvin.
Yeah, no problem. He gives
Make
you a-
sure that thing is dead.
Yes, sir.
But he'll just go over. He's not very smart. He's not anything, honestly. So he's going to just grab the helmet and try to pull it off of Ravengard.
It seems very stuck on his head, as if it could not be removed while he is alive.
No.
Roland will begin killing Oldar Ravengard.
Malady is like, what are
That's
you
a
doing?
choice.
Scoot over just a bit, Mallet.
No,
and he like
no.
bears down onto his neck and starts choking him
No,
to death.
I'm like slapping at like, no, Roland, what are you doing? No, stop. I'm just trying to stop you.
Wait,
No.
aren't we supposed to bring him back?
Yeah, help me. God, what the hell?
Yeah.
Dude! And I'll stop.
Dude.
But really, that's all of us right
Hero and Roland make opposed grapples.
Jesus Christ.
And I'll say Hero can have advantage because Melody's trying to help. also
Yeah,
try.
like, I'm like
I rolled
slapping.
a
at
16
Roland's
plus 3. I don't have a big bonus, but I did roll pretty high.
I rolled a 16 plus 4.
Nice.
head.
now. Unk.
Come off while he's alive.
And so Hero is able to pull
Got like my
Roland
arms
off of him.
pulled off to the side.
Bud, what happened to waiting a second and figuring out what the hell's going on before we start murdering people, man?
I don't see a problem. That's my go-to.
Okay. Oh.
What's your problem with this guy?
Okay, I get what you're going for here, but is there something you can do maybe to make sure he doesn't actually die when you kill him? Do you have some kind of spell to make sure that doesn't happen? Because I don't think he's just gonna get the hell back up. He's old. Like, look at him.
Oh, duh. I wouldn't try to kill him if I didn't have a way to bring him back.
Malady is like...
I can't get your helmet off. What do you think? What should we do?
One of you would like to make a religion check.
Sure.
You
I'll
know what's
try.
going on.
Yeah, I'll try. Okay.
I'm a man of action.
I got a 19.
I got an 18 total.
We're staring at each other, thinking really hard.
We both turn and look at Ravengard.
Yeah. Beep beep beep.
So what immediately comes to the
Orc.
minds of both M and Roland is that he is clearly being possessed by, and being so close to the demon portal, that probably has something to do with it. You also recall that Feria had mentioned that she is an expert in
Exorcism. Great. Okay. I'm like, all right. Okay, Roland. I think there's something trying to possess him. So if we could just carry him.
Probably from the portal, right?
Yeah. So let's get him the hell out of here. I keep saying hell. Seems stupid down here, but whatever. If we could just carry him out of here and get him back to that woman. I think
Roland-
that might be a better option.
Roland flops him like onto his shoulder like a bag of potatoes or something. And he says,
Well, we technically did get the helmet. Just get the hell out of here.
Great. Okay.
How do we close the portal?
Oh shit. Oh yeah, is the portal? It's still open.
Calvin's
I'm-
been standing over there, like kicking the body of the demon to make sure that it's dead, and studying the portal. Can I make an arcane check on it?
Yes, go ahead.
I mean, there is that fella outside just standing around living to kill these guys.
Just send him down
Living to
here.
kill these
He doesn't
demons.
sleep anyway. He'll just guard it 24/7. It'll be
Yeah.
I would rather
fine.
keep him alive and with us if possible.
That is, he might be useful maybe after he gets a nap.
Calvin got a 17 on Arcana.
So there are definitely magics that can be used to close portals. There are different spells. One of the uses of like a spell like banishment could be to close a portal to another
Okay.
realm.
That's about one spell grade above what I'm capable of.
Calvin yells at, yeah. Hey, Em, I think we could close it. Do you know, like, banishy magic stuff?
I don't.
Maybe
Oh.
that crazy guy does.
Oh, yeah, he might. Okay.
Or we can just kick dirt in it till the hole fills.
That is not how that works.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
Well,
Magic's weird.
quite honestly, it all seems a little bit futile to close a portal while we're in hell anyway. Why don't we just move out of here and get this taken care of and get El Terrell out of here, and then no more portals to worry about?
Mm.
I'm cool with that.
All right, let's go now, especially before the zombies decide that they're interested all of a sudden.
Mm.
I'm gonna start walking out of here,
Cool.
keeping a very close eye on Roland to make sure he doesn't kill this man.
Haley's
Are you just carrying him
looking-
over your shoulder right now?
Yeah, I
Like
think
a
so.
sack of potatoes.
yeah, he's just slung over my shoulder.
All right.
All right.
Haley's gonna request a ride on Appa since Roland's shoulders are taken and she's tired.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, yeah, that's totally cool.
Yeah,
Bork, bork.
she's just
Bork,
like hanging
Bork.
over it.
Is Appa that big? Is he a medium-sized creature?
think so. That's what
Yes,
we
it is
That's
a
a
medium
big
construct.
He's a
Dog.
mastiff.
It is a big
Jeez.
ass
Big-
corgi.
Big, yeah, robo.
Chunkiest
corgi.
robo corgi
Holy
ever.
crap!
like-
Can you imagine
like
that
boar
butt on
size.
that thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So big.
Mhm.
The
You
floof.
could like lay down on it probably.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
she's doing. Just like arms around his neck and just like sprawled out on his back.
Mhm.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And its ears are kind of doing that thing where they're like trying to turn around to
Swivel.
like listen to you, and its head is kind of twisting a little too far because it's a robot to like look up back at you as it's still walking.
Oh my god. It's terrifying.
She
And you
boots
can-
in there.
Bork.
It's much
As we walk
scarier.
away, I'll hand a blunt to our good friend, the man outside in the graveyard slaying those foes. Hey man, if you want to come with us, we're gonna head back to some people and try and find a way out of here. But thanks for doing what you're doing, I guess. Here's something to relax when you have a moment. Peace
And
be with you.
So as you all ascend up the stairs and you go to make this gesture to pass off a blunt towards him, he hears older raven guards
Oh shit.
gibberish, and his eyes become very, even impossibly wider, and his gaze shifts to focus on Ravengard, and he says, "You dare consort with demons?"
Technically, I was choking him to death a moment ago.
He's already told me his name, right?
Yes, it's
Okay.
Gideon Lightward.
Wonderful. I'm going to cast Suggestion on him right now. And since I have his name and now I have my 6th level ability, I'm going to use one of my, what is it called? It's like with the new features that make my names extra potent. Where is it? Oh, yes, my Resonant Utterance. Of devastation. So the creature has disadvantage on the first save it makes against a spell I'm casting while I'm using his name.
Ooh, okay. Oh, and it's charisma, wisdom saving throw for suggestion.
Wisdom, I believe, for suggestion.
That is an 8.
Okay, wonderful. I'm going to say this man is not a demon. We need to help him, and you are going to let us help him.
And you see your suggestion take hold, and he just very calmly, still staring at older Raven Guard, but he takes a step backward and allows you all to pass.
What a devastating utterance.
I glare at you. I'm like, ugh. And then I put my hood up like over my head and hunch over and like walk out.
Good job, Bye, guy. Get a rest. Just like waving from the corner.
Just keep going. Just keep going.
You hear him whisper, "There is no rest for the wicked."
Oh, Jesus Christ, this guy. No.
Cage the Elephant starts playing.
Yeah. All right, yeah, before this wears off, let's go.
So you can all make your way back towards the High Hall Cathedral, which was just a short jaunt away from the Grand Cemetery, and make your way. You see, as you all walk up the steps, you see that Rhea and her crew of people have just finished pretty much cleaning the inside of this temple, so it's no longer covered in viscera, and the dead bodies have been laid outside, ready to be buried outside of the cathedral. And they see you run in with Older on their shoulders, and they go, "Oh my God, what's happening?" And they all start to immediately run down towards the catacombs.
Yeah, we need Jinx. Go get her. Now.
Jinx!
Jinx!
We all just start using her last name we were never told.
Yeah. Faria? Oh, yes, like
Faria.
hair dye. Okay. Faria!
Do you all wait up here up top, or do you head down to the catacombs too?
Do I think he's gonna die if we take him on the consecrated ground?
No.
Okay, then we can bring him. I don't know how it works.
We should probably stay up here just in case it gets messy. Don't these things get messy sometimes?
Oh, I don't know.
Above the catacombs.
Yeah, like
we've
in
already,
the cathedral itself.
Yeah, we've already cleared away some of the desecration and brought some light of the gods back into this place. My fear is that if we bring him down into the catacombs, it might put someone in danger. So Roland would be like,
"No, we should keep him here.
Okay, whatever.
Raven Guard, come on."
He's like trying to touch the helmet and take the burden, but he doesn't know what he can do.
Yeah.
Calvin's about to get his crowbar out. He's kind of reaching into his backpack like,
I had a feeling.
bust that scalp off.
You know, might get the helmet off.
For science.
For science.
So as you all wait up above the catacombs, and Rhea runs down, and she's like, "Okay, you got it. Yeah, I'll grab her." And that moment later, a fairy appears. What seems to be the trouble? What's happening? You all found Ravengard?
Yeah, he's possessed by the helmet. So if you could just take care of that.
Oh. And he's still like on your shoulders, right, Roland?
I imagine Roland would be sitting in the floor with him like almost like a kid asleep in the lap kind of thing. But you would see that the veins in Roland's jaw and neck are standing out as he's still trying to pull this fucking helmet off.
And she'll immediately run over and kneel down next to you and start, just gently grab his face and look at his eyes and listen to what he's saying. And she says, Oh, Oh, I see. There is a powerful demon trying to possess him. We must act quickly. Quick, make sure that all of the altars are clean, and we will have to perform the ritual of returning. I will need also a symbol of self-sacrifice. And she starts kind of hurriedly rushing around, starting to clear a space, and she digs into her bag and she starts pulling out candles and incense.
A symbol of self-sacrifice. The hell's that?
English woman.
Self what?
I'm sorry, I don't do that. What?
And she said, the sword down in the crypt, the sword of the unnamed hero, that should work.
Okay.
In the crypt where we are, or is the crypt where we came from?
It's down below. That's the set of stairs where you all
Okay.
have found these 200 or so refugees.
Calvin says, "We're on it," and yet takes off towards the stairs with Appa.
I wait up
Still
here.
on it. Onward.
So Calvin, after you remember heading down these stairs, immediately the first thing you are confronted with as you head down into this catacomb level is this statue of this woman who is holding aloft a great sword, and it says an unnamed hero, and there's like a little information plaque about her. But you look as though you can grab the sword.
Yeah, Calvin like looks at the information plaque and is like, oh, "No, not right now." And then grabs,
I've been wanting to
and
know
then
about
grabs the sword. Yeah, drags it back upstairs.
Sage. Now I'm expecting this to be far outside of Roland's pay grade, especially just because of his stats and how I've role played him.
Mhm.
I do have protection from evil and good prepared today.
Mhm.
It's a first level spell, touch, verbal somatic. Material is holy water or powdered silver, which we got from here last time.
Mhm.
It's a concentration spell. I didn't want to cast it until I knew we were out of combat, but until the spell ends, one willing creature you touch is protected against certain kinds of creatures, including fiends. Would he be able to be willing if I cast it on him?
I would say so. You know that older Ravengard is an incredibly pious man, and so he would be definitely willing to accept protection.
So I'll carry him to one of these dioceses, and I'm imagining this will just buy a little bit of time, up to 10 minutes concentration. But I'll grab my holy symbol of Kelemvor, these scales with a skeletal hand holding them, and I'll press it against his chest while he's still muttering and twisting about, and whisper this silent kind of prayer to Kelemvor. Now, when I cast this, the protection grants several benefits. Creatures have disadvantage, blah, blah, that doesn't matter.
Mhm.
The target also can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them, including fiends. If the target is already charmed, frightened, or possessed by such a creature, the target has advantage on the new saving throw against the relevant effect.
Mhm.
So what I'm hoping this will help do is pad out the trip down and coming back with the sword, and hopefully give him more juice if he needs to make a roll to get out of this situation.
Yes. So what happens after Calvin returns with the sword, where you've laid him down in front of the altar, and Ray confirms with Feria that all of the altars have been cleaned. You see Feria lines a circle of candles and lights all of them, and she begins to trace the circle with salt just on the inside, and she says, it was good thinking on helping to aid his resolve," as she speaks to Roland. "This will certainly be difficult. There is a prayer that we say to cast out demons and devils from possessing people. What I will need one of you to do is to take the sword and hold it to his helmet, and I shall recite the prayer. We should be able to cast out whatever demon is possessing him. And so she finishes lighting the last candle. And who would like the honor of holding the sword?
I don't think I should do that. So
Calvin's got it. If he hears that, he's like, "Oh, okay." But then he like looks over at Roland and is like,
Roland nods fatherly.
Go, my son.
You can do this, Calvin.
Yeah, I think you're best suited for it anyway, man. And I'm probably
Colin.
already laying down on like one of those church benches, feet up.
What? I'm just kicking back
Hero
for this
snoozing
exorcism.
in the pew.
Yo.
Did it.
Alpha's
We're
walked
here.
over.
We're the best.
I'm gonna do a little face pat and cast false life on myself. So I just look a little bit more corpsely. Just as a note. Oh, are you muted, Sage?
Oh no. Technical difficulties.
We can't tell you. Oh no, what's gonna happen next? Hey everybody, rating from Nerdivision, welcome. We are about to exorcise some literal demons. So that should be a good time. I'm not scared. You're scared. So
No, we got this.
no, we got this. We'll kick some ass.
Yeah, for
Take
sure.
some names.
We got an old priest and a young
All right, can you hear me?
artificer.
Yes.
It'll be fine.
Okay, cool.
Old priest, young artificer.
Now
It's
tell
the
me what's
perfect
gonna
combination.
happen.
All right, let me get my Audacity going again. Okay, cool. All right, we're good. All right, so Calvin is offering to hold the sword.
Yes.
All right. And so you step into the center of the circle and hold the tip of the sword to his helm. And you see, as soon as it touches just the faintest amount, this kind of searing light begins to emanate from the tip of the sword. And she pulls out from her bag this big, huge leather tome, different from not the Creed Resolute, but some one that is well worn, and on the back it says prayers and incantations. And she says, "Most glorious prince of heavenly armies, Torm, the laurel fury and hand of righteousness, defend us in our battle against powers and principalities, against the rulers of the worlds of darkness, against the spirits of wickedness in this high place." And Calvin, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw as you feel this deep darkness rise up and roar from inside the helmet.
Calvin is gonna, as soon as that like searing light shows up, he turns a dial on his monocle so it turns dark in color, and then flips another one out. So he's got little like welder goggles on. And I'm gonna make my saving throw.
Would you mind? Can I whisper Calvin's name and give him a blessing?
You can go. You should yell it. You can say.
I don't know.
Say, "Go, Calvin! You can do it."
No, I don't
You
do
can
that.
do it,
I
Calvin.
whisper it.
You can
so
do
you
it,
feel.
Calvin.
I would never want you to know that I'm helping you. I was asking Sage, our benevolent storyteller.
Okay.
Yes, you may whisper.
Calvin. Okay, you are blessed. Add a D4.
Add a D4. Okay. There's one. All right. So that's a 15 plus 5. That's 20. 30.
Nice. It's very good.
It's good.
As you feel this darkness rising up, you just find yourself in that searing light and are able to push it away from you.
Sweet.
Come to the assistance of those who tread in your tireless light tier, those who he has redeemed. The fourfold faith venerates you as guardian and protector. Pray to the God of peace to crush darkness beneath our feet. And coming from the helmet, you see suddenly these dark gray wispy orbs of light that just start to flutter into view. You see 3 of them, and you hear in unison this low cackling. "We are here in service of Baphomet. He will claim all."
Oh shit.
Baphomet's a jerk.
And Calvin, make another con save, please.
Baphomet is a jerk.
Oh, hell yeah. That's a 19 plus 2 plus 5. That's 26.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Foolish boy. They whisper back at you, but you're fine.
Is that their
Offer.
mean cutting words? Foolish boy.
Faria speaks up again, even more bold. Her face has become like bright pink as she is just like sweating profusely. Offer our prayers to the Most High Lathander, that without delay they may draw his mercy upon us. May his blessing take this demon and cast him to the bottomless pit. And I need you to make another save, Paul.
Come on.
Oh,
I'm
boy.
real glad that you chose to
Yeah.
do this because I have a +0.
Oh boy.
I got a 26 again.
Oh, nice. Very
Yeah. Calvin's starting to like feel this now. Like he's like sweating and he's like
You're holding the
tensed up,
crap out
and
of
his
that sword.
his eyes are starting to glow like incredibly hot charcoals, like they're starting to turn yellow instead of orange, and his hair is starting to flame up a little bit and wave. He starts pointing, and it's like, no, Baphomet's a total jerk.
We're seeing all this stuff, like all the ghosty action and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
And these little
That's it. That's it, Erroneous.
Yeah.
It's wild.
Like, what?
yeah, man. That looks really hard. And these wispy creatures float over to you, and they just get right next to your face, and they say, you hear them, this is cacophonous chorus of give in, give in, give in, give in. And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom.
Never give in, Calvin. You can do it.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
Kelvin, you can
Oh
do
wait, I
this.
still get that D4 though.
You still get the D4.
Ooh. I want to use my inspiration.
Yay!
Ah! Yeah. So that's a 19.
How do you repel back these creatures with your might?
He looks up at all of them while muscles are still tensed holding this great sword, and his fire genasi heritage starts to like burn through his features a little bit more, like creases start to show up in his skin and more light starts to emanate out of them. His eyes are like blazingly bright now, and he says, I will not give in. Baphomet's the jerkiest jerk.
We can confidently repulse the attacks and deceits of the minions of darkness, and Helm rises. His enemies scattered and flee before him, before his purging fire. As smoke is driven away, so are they driven. As wax melts before the fire, so too are the wicked in the presence of the divine. And you see these candles begin to roar up around at the edge of the circles. And then these magical creatures come over to you,
Is there anything we
dear
can do?
Calvin.
Like, can we punch
Can
these?
you punch them?
Can I punch
You can
these?
try to punch them.
Yeah. Just one of the orbs like goes right through.
Calvin, what is your AC?
16.
So one of them will manage to just absolutely drain you of life as your hit point max and your total drop by 10 hit points.
Oh, that's gross.
And I need you to make a constitution saving throw as
Okay.
you're holding this sword.
10.
Yeah, shit. I feel very bad that we can't do anything.
And then, is there an easy way to lower my max in D&D Beyond?
You can set your
there it
maximum.
is. Max HP modifier. Boom.
Oh, that sucks. A lot.
Uh-oh. Wait a minute. That didn't work.
We're gonna have to.
Kaylee is actively just like jumping around, like trying to like flailing her dagger around, trying to like get at them away from him.
Yeah, Malady is like waiting to see if like they cast a spell. She's got like counter spell like dancing on her lips right now. She's just looking at this situation.
It was another con saving throw. So that'll
Yes.
be a 15.
And so your resolves falter as you take this damage from these dark spirits of Baphomet. And you take 15 psychic damage.
Ew.
Ouchie.
All right. He's still hanging in there though. He is tough boy. Yeah, but he's like falling down. He's like taking a knee basically at this point. But yeah, he's still staying strong, still showing resolve.
Can I take an action, Sage?
Yeah.
Okay. So Calvin drops to one knee, still holding the sword and like grimacing through the pain in his mind. And then from off screen, Roland's hand just touches your shoulder. And he says,
You can do this, Calvin.
and he's going to cast Cure Wounds on you this time, Calvin.
Ah, full
Yay!
circle.
Return the favor. Wow. 16. I rolled double
Nice.
eights. I rolled double eights for
Alright.
that second level Cure Wounds.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
you get a plus like whatever your
I
modifiers
do. Actually, that's an 18 because I only have a +2.
Well,
nice.
I can only regain 16 right now anyway until I get rid of that actual negative whatever permanent
If you
HP.
ever get rid of that.
So there's this like brighter, more fulfilling gray pall that washes over you, Paul Calvin. And yeah, like just channeling the might of Kellumbor in this situation to keep you from dying.
It's not your
Behold.
time yet.
Behold the symbol of self-sacrifice. We drive you from us, whoever you may be, spirits of darkness, all infernal invaders, all abyssal powers, all wicked legions. The four lords command you banished from this place. And make one last con save for me, Paul.
All right.
Blessing, blessing, blessing.
Well, I got good rolls at the front end, so that's fine. That will be a 10.
With the. Oh.
Yeah, I rolled a 3 and then a 2 on my D4 for plus. So
Good thing you just got healed back up because you will take another 15 psychic damage.
All right.
But then at the conclusion of this prayer, the salt that has lined the circle next to the candles bursts into flames, and older Ravengard suddenly manages to get a firm grip on this helmet and is able to pull it off. And you see these dark gray wispy spirits like coalesce into the shadow of Baphomet. And as they hit the light of the salt fire, they disintegrate. And you feel suddenly the purest, most powerful, pure, raw, divine magic wash over this place and over all of you. As you feel that you are almost like you're being watched.
I sneeze.
Bless you, Daria says.
Yeah, I'm looking up. I'm like, oh my god.
Calvin has this like anime moment as the salt is like roaring in the fire and everything else, and begins like swinging the sword in a combination of hero and Lord Roland's like styles of combat, and then just holds the sword aloft as the light like whoa, and he's just like
And chops it into Raven.
No stabbing, but yeah, definitely having like a Lion-O Thundercats moment, like yeah.
Hell yeah. And it gleams with this beautiful golden light for just a second before it all calms and the flames just simmer down to embers until they're out.
Calvin's hair and eyes and features do the same thing, dim down as the candles do as well, and then he promptly like falls over.
I catch you.
Kaylee's like, she's like, finally, and she takes out her ointment and she's like, lower him down a little. It's like a big glob on her thumb.
Isn't that expensive?
I don't know, I guess. I put in this work.
She just wants to do it so bad.
I want to help.
Simba.
I would like to go up to Oldar and be like, what happened?
Very kind of woozily manages to sit upright and looks around, kind of confused. And he goes, my mind was trapped in this battle. I could tell that Torm was on my side, but Baphomet, the demon lord Baphomet, was trying to possess me, to take control of me for dark, twisted purposes. And he clenches his hand and he scrunches his eyes shut as if trying to push away these vile, dark thoughts. He says, but I'm okay now.
But did you try to put on the helmet and this all happened, or because that
Yes.
helmet is supposed to be a holy object or something? So if it's not, we need to know.
Yes, no, the helm, it is. You are said to be able to receive visions from the four gods should they choose to intervene, should they try to send a message. And so I put it on in hopes to receive some sort of insight into what we could do, to what is happening. And then the portal opened up, and I assume the darkness being connected to the abyssal plane allowed it to give him a chance to try and consume me.
Could I make an insight check to see if I think he's lying to me?
Absolutely.
Natural 20. Wow. Melody is extremely suspicious. 20. Yep.
Though you are very suspicious, you see that this is a man who, knowing that he's revered as a very pious man in Baldur's Gate.
That doesn't mean anything.
But you know that to him, like, he's being being true to his word.
Okay. And without another word, I'm gonna walk away and I'm gonna kind of look at the helmet. I'm not gonna touch it, but I want to like look and see if like it's been tampered with, or there's anything to indicate like its nature has been altered somehow from what we've heard.
It seems to have returned to its pristine state of divine nature.
Yeah, I'm just poking it around with my staff, like looking at it.
You don't like it.
Roland will scoop it up and say,
Don't poke it. What's wrong with you? You can discuss it.
wipe.
It feels so warm and nice in your hands.
Whatever. I'm gonna go sit down.
Well done, Im. Well done.
What? No. Leave me. What? I'm tired.
Okay.
He turns back and kind of puts the helmet up on this pedestal where it's not, tossed onto the ground.
Cool. And an older Raven Guard kind of looks around. He says, while my mind was in battle, I saw these visions. I saw a woman who she was injured, but she looked as to be some sort of soldier, and she was carrying this holy sword, something that only an angel could wield, and she was running with this small elephant creature, and he'll look around and he'll see Lulu's face like just creeping above like the top of the stairs next to the hand. He's like, that creature, and Lulu's like, yes. She pokes her head up over and walks over to you all. You were there. You were with this woman, and she took this sword, and you made this trumpeting sound with your trunk, and you plunged it into the ground, and suddenly this this fortress erupted up around it to protect it, and then you all were chased by this baboon-headed creature with these snake-like arms, and you see Lulu's eyes get really big, and she's like, "Oh, I remember." she's like kind of reels back as all of a sudden like all these things start flooding to her, and he's like, "Yes," and then you managed to get away, and that sword, that must be the answer to our problems. And Lulu, you see, she very quietly is like, "The sword of Zariel. That's what it was. It was her sword. I hid it safe somewhere to keep it away from demons."
I'm sorry, I don't understand how a devil's sword is going to help us fix this situation.
I mean, maybe it's like because it's a devil's sword, it's good at killing devils.
So, wait, Lula, that person you what? How are you involved in all of this?
I was Zariel's Hollyphant back when Zariel wasn't a demon. You know, back when they were an angel, and then she fell from grace, and
You're quite a bit older than I expected.
I get that a lot.
Oh.
And I couldn't remember till now. Oh my goodness, I remember so many things. And Zariel, she became corrupted and twisted as she was down here fighting all of the demons and the devil. She was trying to purge them for good, and she made a deal with Asmodeus, and I had to save her sword from corruption, from darkness, and so I hid it. And then and then the demon, and then something bad happened. But then but then I remember there were two really nice bird people at this fort made of bones, and they helped me. And she puts her trunk to her face. Maybe I don't remember everything yet.
Oh my god. Okay. Great. I don't suppose you remember where this magic sword fortress is?
Oh, I do. I know where it is.
Great. And it's nearby and very easy to get to, right?
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Okay.
It's on a place called Harriman's Hill.
Okay.
That on the map?
Yeah.
Calvin, pulls that out.
Pulls out the
starts
map.
looking.
It is on the map.
Oh, it's right there.
Is it far from where we are? What's between us and that?
Mm-hmm.
Between you all and that is the so you're floating above the river Styx. You would have to cross as a midpoint in between is a it's knocked on the map called Fort Knucklebones, and probably that's about 10 miles away from where you are, and then maybe about 50 miles is Harriman's Hill.
You say 15 or 50?
50.
Ugh.
So
Gross.
That's a lot of
10
hell.
and then 40 more. Right?
Yes.
Or
Yes.
50 more? Okay.
A total of 50 away from currently.
Okay.
So, I'm sorry, Lulu.
Yes?
How exactly is this sword supposed to help free Elturel?
I don't know. Maybe it can cut the chains. It's like a really sharp sword.
Oh yeah, those chains.
Oh.
Yeah. Crunch.
So, and it'll just float.
Yeah, another earthquake happens.
Wow. Good timing.
Okay.
It could be worth something to Zariel, I imagine. We could maybe barter if it comes to that, if we can't cut chains themselves.
You can't make deals with devils.
I'm pretty sure that's all they do.
I know. Well, if you're a fool, you can, but dealing with them doesn't get you anywhere, anything good. If we're going to get this, we have to do it without attracting attention.
So how do we get? Can we like climb down the chains? How do we get down there?
The chains are about each of the chains, like one link in the chain is about 10 feet long, and it is a 500-foot descent down. There are these barbs on the chains that you could presumably use to climb down.
Aren't there demons climbing on those barbs?
Yes, they're the force of the demons, about 10 deep, guarding the bottom, as well as you have seen these large, kind of demonic-looking black birds that have been flying around and assaulting the city as well.
Well, if we have some amazing sword, we could kill all those things too with it, right?
But we have to get down past them first, go 50 miles into hell, get the sword, go 50 miles back, then we can use the cool sword to cut them. But there's a lot of us in hell before that can happen. Fuck.
Good.
Melody.
I wouldn't do for another griffin ride right now. Am I right, guys?
Yeah, I mean,
That griffin ride was totally sweet, wasn't it?
Summon the eagles.
yeah, Oldar, you really, there's nothing in El Terrell that we could potentially use to get down. No kind of magic or creatures or something that might help us make this descent.
And he shakes his head. He's, well, I don't think of magic, but there are so many broken down stores. Maybe you can collect supplies to perhaps make something.
I love making things.
He does. It's
Oh,
annoying.
well,
It's true.
that's fortunate. Then perhaps you can make some kind of contraption to glide down on, maybe or even over the demon armies.
I was thinking of balloons, but kites. Yeah.
A hot air balloon I could see working. That's smart. Kite,
Yeah.
also good.
Oh, you guys just keep throwing things back and forth. We're gonna get somewhere. This is great.
I believe a piece
pulleys?
of my liver is poking forth from one of my ribs, and I have no spell slots left, so I need to take a nap.
Yeah,
sis.
Melody does not look great either. She's used a lot of spell slots and has a pretty significant wound.
Calvin can heal, but yeah, we should probably just take a break before we go anywhere. But before we take a long rest, Calvin wants to grab some parts and start to see if he can begin cobbling something together or drawing plans up at least. Yeah.
All right. So you would like to head into the city of Elturel to kind of grab supplies. What kind of what's the blueprint that Calvin has going on in his mind? What's he thinking about?
The Hindenburg.
That never went wrong.
Less Hindenburg, more Goodyear.
Let's see. The Hindenburg was like a paraffin and kerosene covered canvas with fire underneath it.
Filled
So yeah,
with hydrogen.
perfect.
Yeah.
Good for hell.
Yeah. Yep.
That's the problem.
Okay, so Calvin is like sketching in like a notebook as we're walking in, and he's got a few designs that are like people-sized kites, kind of like hang gliders. But yeah, more in the traditional like kite diamond shaped thing. And then is also working on one that is it's a hot air balloon that has like a rowboat hanging underneath it that would be big enough for everybody to like sit in. With some little like fins on the side. And then he starts drawing a stripe too, because stripes are cool. And he puts a little number on there.
Makes
Number
it faster.
13. 'Cause that's badass. Yeah.
Give it some
13.
flames on the side.
Oh, for sure. Good idea, hero.
Kaylee's like contributing not helpful things. Like, really, if I could look like a flying squirrel, that would be like super cute. Maybe, oh my God, Roland as a flying squirrel.
Oh, so cute.
Melody is shaking her head like, no, I'm not. I'm not. I don't.
Hear me out.
You saw her in the Griffin. She's like, no.
A
No.
rope. Why don't you make one glide thing with Kaylee on it, and then we make one of those zip lines that we can take. Is that possible?
Calvin does some math,
A zip line.
like, yes, in the air in front of him. And he's like 500 feet, like angles. That would probably be just as bad as falling. Because the zip line would be
Also
going
refuse
like
to go on
straight
a zip
down.
line for the record.
Oh, zip lines are totally fun, Em. You should really try it sometime.
I-
But we're not going to try to do zip lines right now, I don't think.
What if we train one of these flying demons to take us? No, that would be.
That's probably the worst idea so far.
You could figure out their name.
He's like pointing at Melody.
Yeah, figure out their name and have them fly us.
That's not exactly how that works.
So you
does
don't
that
need
work?
a kite?
How does that work? I've studied my whole life to learn how it works, so it's not something I could explain to you easily.
Oh.
Ooh, burn.
Rawr.
All right, so Calvin, going out on your mission into the city, go ahead and make an investigation check to see if you can gather up enough materials.
Oh, that's a 19.
Nice, yeah. So you're able to find pretty much everything, exactly what you're looking for, and then a little bit extra.
Sweet.
And you all can take a nice long rest.
Yeah, so we bring a bunch of supplies back to the cathedral and take a long rest there. Is that the
Mhm.
plan, everybody?
I would.
Ooh.
Huh? No, yeah, no.
Huh?
That's fine. I was trying to remember if fly was one of the spells in the multiple spell books I've picked up so far, because I would love to learn that.
No.
Okay, but
Yeah, I've got Featherfall, but Calvin doesn't have enough slots for everybody. Oh,
Yeah.
maybe.
I have slow fall.
I
but that's
I
only
was
30
choosing
points.
between fly and dispel magic, and I was like, I'll be a good person and pick dispel magic for the party, and I should have taken fly because Malady is going to be a butt to try and get down anywhere because Malady do not like heights, and this is horrible. This is the worst. This is the worst timeline.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, it is.
Hang on. All right, I actually just read Featherfall again, and you can target up to 5 creatures with it. JB nodding, yes. Like, yeah. Good
I'm not
job,
playing any of
Paul.
your characters.
But you can only get down to, what, 60 feet or something?
It slows you to 60 feet, which 60 feet per round. So, I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, that's still going to suck, but
Oh.
Won't be as bad.
No, it's
it won't
free.
be 500.
You
But we're going to, build some hang gliders, and then we're probably going to be casting Featherfall as we all take off, if needs be. Yeah.
because it doesn't matter how far we fall. Featherfall lets you land without taking damage, like blanket period. That doesn't mean that we can get back up. So like,
Yeah.
we need to think about that. But maybe the chains, it's fine.
You cut them and then you grab on.
Yeah, and then we elevate her out of hell.
Yeah.
All of this
Be
is
just like all
so
those
bad.
Zorro movies.
So fuck crafting of any kind. Let's all just jump off and then
Oh,
cut
well,
them chains
We
on our way
craft
out.
a diving board long
excited.
enough that we can.
Well, it would be nice
Yeah.
to get some distance so we don't drop immediately into the armies of devils. I do not
Also-
want to catapult my body
If-
anywhere.
yeah, if
Thank
you just walked off, you would undoubtedly land in the river Styx, which is not great.
I hear it's not great.
We can splash into it.
Like, if you're having a bad time up here, guess what? It gets worse down there.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need something to get us distance. So probably
So-
hang gliders.
Well, the first thing is Calvin still wants to build a hot air balloon.
Yeah.
And then the hang gliders are like, those are the
Are those the
those are our
emergency boats?
parachutes.
The emergency boats that you can.
Yeah, it's a yeah. He's got his dirigible, and then there's hang gliders for everybody if the dirigible plan goes awry.
The SOS. All right, cool. Are you doing this before or after you take a rest?
Calvin's too excited, so he starts working on it. Yeah.
Sure.
I am not helping. I am
Kaylee's
resting.
Kaylee's
ahead.
just like bringing stuff.
Thanks, Kaylee. Get me that thingy over there.
Yes, she brings like 5 things that are in that direction.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I didn't even think I needed that one yet. High five.
All the stuff drops.
I find
Right.
the darkest, most miserable corner of this cathedral to go take a nap in.
You find that there's an organ upstairs.
Nice. Like
Seems
that.
pretty goth.
Pretty goth. Yeah. Like arrange my cloak around myself and huddle down and sleep.
So Calvin, so I guess what part would you like to start working on first? So what tool set would you go for your first check? Can't hear you.
Tinker's tools or Smith's tools?
Probably Smith's tools.
Okay, so yeah, let's go with Smith's tools.
Okay.
All right, and then, I think, yeah, because I'm an artificer. I've got all of the tools, and I get advantage with all of them. Wait, no, I get expertise. So that is a 10 to work on. Yeah, I know. I rolled a 4.
So you
I added 6 to it.
So it's definitely a pretty slow start. You've got so many ideas rushing around in your head. It's like where you just like you can't focus on one thing long enough to like get very far. So it's like you've got a part of a basket started started the ship, and then you're like, oh no, wait, I should really start focusing on like these crossbars for these hang gliders, and then you immediately start on that. And so it's like you just have like a little bit done of everything.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, yeah. So the floor of the cathedral is now littered with parts and that are roughly laid out in the way they're going to be assembled, but only like 5 things are actually attached.
Yeah, exactly. All right, and then would you say that he would try and keep working through the night, or would this be a stopping point to be like, sleep and start over?
Well, yeah, Calvin definitely needs to take a long rest also, so he's not gonna skip on that, but he'll be the last one to go to sleep and the first one to wake up.
Cool. And so you can all get your long rest in, and Calvin, your hit points go back up to normal
Neat.
after a
Woo.
rest.
Nice.
And then Calvin, being the first one awake and immediately ready to go and keep working, go ahead and make another check with your Smith tools.
Okay.
Do they have any food for us to like pilfer
Oh, yeah.
in the morning? Cool.
Definitely, yeah. You see, as they've been stuck like this for quite a while, they have a pretty regular schedule that they go where first thing in the morning they make food that they pass out to everyone, and one of the round kind of rooms of niches has been turned into like a soup kitchen, one's been turned into a bathroom, one's been turned into like waste disposal. So they've been like trying to think about this for the long term. Calvin, what did you get?
25 on that one.
Very
There you
nice.
go. You just need a good
Mhm.
night's sleep.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Need to start fresh in the morning, and you get to work immediately, and you've got a very clear vision of what you're gonna do, and you just get right to work, and you're just hammering away. Yeah, and you have crafted a hot air balloon.
Yes.
Damn.
I would like to do one other thing with my long rest. My infusion features. At the end of long rest, I get to touch items and make them magic. So I'm gonna use my third infusion, and I will find that the pike that Calvin wielded, that Roland then like broke in half and like chucked off into the corner. And Calvin's going to while in the there's no morning light, I guess, in hell, but while everyone is still like asleep, he works with Appa and his familiar, and they bind the two pieces of it back together and sharpen the edges again, and make he does his best to copy the symbol of Kelemvor, and work it into like a motif on the handle. And so he's going to infuse it with his enhanced weapon infusion. And then that will just be next to Roland when he wakes up.
Aww.
And yeah, he's got this balloon, and he's just like, "Fuck yeah, I did it! Hot air balloon!"
Everyone's like, what the fuck?
I'm slurping black coffee and just like looking at all of this, just shaking my head in just complete horror, quite honestly.
Gonna be great.
And then Calvin, make one more roll for gliders.
Okay. Come on. All right. Yeah, that's a 22.
You managed to make a glider for everyone, and you feel confident in their quality.
These are gonna be so great. He's running back and forth across the floor of the cathedral, kind of like jumping and then floating like 15 feet, and then like landing again, and then turning around and doing the same thing. And
You have to lift your feet up so that you can go a little longer.
Exactly.
There's a balcony up on the second floor that you can jump from.
Yeah. I'm gonna do it. Look at watch.
Calvin is having a gay old time. Right, so you all can prepare yourselves for the day. Are we gonna try and get down
Hell yeah.
to Avernus proper?
We are gonna try.
I don't want to go.
It's gonna be great.
Maybe
Kaylee's ready. She has complete confidence in all these inventions, and she's just like, I've never been in a balloon before. Right? We go inside of it?
Melody's like, maybe I can just kill devils here until I'm, know more spells, and then I can come down later after I know everything.
It's gonna be fine, Em. You're just gonna sit in the boat here. You're just taking a boat ride.
I don't like
just
boats
it's just like a robot.
either.
Rowboat.
So that's not something I enjoy at all. So
Kaylee
like
just
boats?
reaches out for M's
Oh yeah, you
hand.
don't like anything.
Em folds her hands further into like her sleeves. as
She
you're
moves
trying-
closer and still puts her on your arm and looks up at you, and she's like, it's okay to be afraid, Em, but we're here. We'll do it.
I'm not afraid of anything.
I don't believe you.
Right. And so you all can get ready to launch this boat off the edge of this city. And how we're gonna do
A homemade air balloon boat
This is
off
the
the edge of a
worst.
city into hell.
This is the worst.
This is metal as fuck. I don't know.
with
what you're talking
5
about.
hang gliders attached on hooks to the side
Yep.
in case of need for rapid evacuation.
So how did your party die when you played Baldur's Gate Descended to Avernus? Oh wow,
The
this
best
is
fell.
way.
the weirdest thing.
You know, our artificer didn't make hang gliders for us. That was how we died. Mm-hmm.
There was
We
no
are going
eject.
to hell.
Yeah.
All right.
Hero is at your side, Calvin. He is just as pumped. He can't wait to see this thing work. So
Mhm.
we are
Yes.
pushing together.
Hell yeah.
And
Lots
so-
of high-fiving.
Yeah.
I make
Bumping.
myself a harness with my rope of climbing, my magical rope of climbing. I weave it around myself and like attach it to the side of whatever the hell this thing is, like ready in a moment to like attach to something else, given any second.
All right, so how we're gonna do this is gonna be basically like a chase scene. Since you all be in one vehicle together, I'll have you elect one of you to roll. And it'll be, since we're going 500 feet, we'll break it down into 10 rounds where you go. So, as you all get ready and descend off the edge, and you get that feeling like right as you're about to hit the apex of a roller coaster, who would like to make the first roll?
Me.
Kaylee,
What am I rolling?
just a d20.
That's
Roll
a 2.
low. Perfect. First minute goes without incidents. It's kind of relaxing for
No.
some. Make the second roll.
14.
Okay, you're still like grabbing the edges, but there.
Oh no, I'm like dry heaving in a corner, like of this. Yeah. Like I'm like coughing. Like,
Between a sob and a cough.
yeah. It's
Calvin
pathetic.
slides a bucket over.
Yeah, yeah.
But no one has seemed to caught sight of this dirigible. Roland, make the third roll.
It's a stealth
Okay.
dirigible.
7.
You painted
Another
the bottom
minute.
red to look like the hell sky.
Exactly. That's what the stripe and the flames are for. It's really blended in with.
Camouflage.
Yep.
Hero, go ahead and make our fifth roll.
God.
16.
And suddenly,
Oh no.
this
I'm sorry, everyone.
Oh shit.
I'm
Those
too
you guys
good.
are too good.
this black, large, bird-like creature with 3 raven heads flies over to you and starts pecking at the balloon. And so you all will suffer a complication.
No. I
A
want to throw my
hole.
hand
Not
axes
my
up at it.
balloon.
A hole rips open in the balloon, and so you have 2 rounds to try and repair it. Otherwise, you will start plummeting in free fall to the ground.
Okay.
Roland or Calvin.
I've got an idea as to how to fix this. Is the large 3-headed raven still like clawing at the balloon, or is it like leaving us to kind of like sink down?
You can see it's like it's made like one swoop in and is circling back to make another attack.
Okay. Well, Calvin is gonna the hatch doors on the back of Appa are gonna spring open, and the large metallic and lapis lazuli bumblebee lifts up out of the back and zips up to the hole on the balloon, and I would like to cast mending through
Awesome.
my familiar.
Good.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And
Calvin's
so,
MVP. Calvin and N today.
Woo!
Well,
Digestion,
dry
the building.
and you see the bee is using its little like arms and legs to like piece together, like as it's like sewing all the material back together, and it suddenly the balloon inflates again as it no longer has a hole, and you kind of jolt and then shoot back up and begin going at a regular pace again.
Sweet.
And then
I'm not sure if we're like in an order or something, but I would like to try a spell if
Mhm.
it comes.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
I don't know, since we're all in one vehicle, I know mirror image really only usually applies to me, but could I potentially do a mirror image on the whole balloon? So there's like 4 balloons, so if it's getting attacked, we have
Yeah.
a chance of it not
Yeah.
getting...
I
Okay.
super like. I really. That's a very clever use. I like that. Yeah.
Okay, so Em is gonna like put a hand over her mouth and kind of like struggle to get her book like feebly out, and is gonna like tap the side of the balloon. She has to let go for a minute and like whispers a spell, and it's just like, oh, and then closes it. Peeks over the edge at this raven.
And Kaylee, go ahead and roll another d20 for me.
13.
Safe and sound. M.
Yeah.
I believe.
I got a 12.
Smooth sailing. The raven creature is like starting to strike at the illusions, and when they disappear, it's like, "Gah!" You hear all these like caws like all cawing together
I hate it.
and croaking. Roland.
8. One higher than last time.
Hero.
15.
You're safe.
Oh god.
Is it 16 to 20 probably?
Paul.
14.
And as you just glide over the edge of these demon and infernal armies locked in combat, you're probably about 2 miles away from them. And you see just off into the distance rises this huge fortress made out of bones that mars this otherwise dry, red, desolate landscape. And you all have landed safely on the ground in Avernus.
That's not safe.
And that's where we're gonna end.
None of this is safe.
Oh, I'm
We're
sad.
here. We did it.
I need an adult.
I am the adult.
No.
The
That
adult.
Lulu.
Damn it. Yeah. Lulu's our adult. She's the oldest.
I'm the adult.
Make us snacks, Lulu.
She just shoves carrot sticks in your mouth.
I was gonna fucking say carrot sticks and peanut butter.
With her trunk. She's like, have a snack.
M's like, no.
What is the name of that elephant? From
I definitely
Adventure Time?
puke
That's
when
all
we
I
get on
can
the
think
ground.
of.
But yeah, there's nothing.
Elephant
Oh.
from what?
Adventure Time? What is her name?
Oh,
Oh,
That's all I can think of.
Oh, it does kind of
Something pants.
No, I don't think there's.
quick chat, tell us.
God damn it. I watched that
Tree
show
trunks.
religiously. Yeah,
Yeah.
tree
Tree
trunks.
trunks. Pants.
By the
Yeah,
power of
that's
the
not
internet.
close.
I was. You Googled faster than me.
Well, everyone, this has been a
God.
spectacular time, but tell us who wins our dice giveaway.
Oh yeah, let me do it. Let me do the bing bing. What? Polling a winner right now, and the winner is Stump-O-Matic. Congratulations,
Yeah.
Stump-O-Matic. So go ahead, send us a DM. Let us know that you're here. Reply in the chat right now, just so we know you're here and get the message. Yeah, and then DM us, and we'll get you your dice. They're very cute. I'm very
They are. They're
jealous.
actually. I got a bunch of these and some other dice from Die Hard for my patrons, and these are among some of my favorite I've ever gotten from them. So I'm excited for you to check them out.
Very cool. Oh, well, this has been a fantastic time. Oh, I can't wait. But I have been your storyteller, Sage.
I am Celeste. I have been your airborne tiefling wizard, Malady. Upset to be here. Thank you. Good night.
I'm JB, and I have been
Roland Belran Dan Cadril.
your war cleric of Kelimvor.
I'm Katie, and I've been playing Keely Bramblebarrel, your halfling monk.
I'm Naseem, and I've been your super useful dwarven fighter, Hieronius Dohard.
I am Paul Harpering, and I am playing Hot Air Balloon Extraordinaire, Calvin Coleridge, Fire Genasi Artificer.
Beautiful. Oh, Stump-O-Matic, tell us that you're here.
Yeah,
otherwise
tell us
can
that
we-
you're here. Otherwise,
we will draw another winner if you do not announce yourself.
Yeah. We'll give them right till the very end here. In the meantime, hey everybody, if you haven't heard, Katie and I are running a Kickstarter for the Ultimate Guide to Hair. We just hit funding today, but we have 15 more days to try and hit some of our stretch goals. And each time a stretch goal unlocks, we add 2 writers to the book who add new content. So we are really, really pushing to get to that 6K mark. So Jen Vaughn and the GM Tim can add something to the book. So if you haven't checked it out yet, you really, really should. It's over 60 pages of new subclasses, magic items, monsters, everything, all based around the theme of hair for your Dungeons and Dragons games. And a bunch of these lovely people here were involved in a really, really kick-ass demo game that we recorded using a bunch of the content that's up on our YouTube page. You should definitely all check it out for a very good time. It was insane.
Man.
Yeah, I'm putting the Kickstarter link in the chat right now. We would love if you would check it out back to get a copy or just to help us, make this book the best it can be.
Oh, the stretch goals are so cool. I really hope we get to unlock some of them because I'm so stoked.
Yeah. Well, I'm really stoked, Sage, to see what monster you're gonna design for it. So I'm fucking scared after this. So.
Dripping.
I wanted to do something like a woolly mammoth.
Oh, good, do that.
Something nice so that you would have advantage on checks to stay mounted on it because it's like hair would wrap around you and keep you safe.
I love that, and how unlike you. All right.
Thank you, because I have to draw it, and I was like, if they put worms.
What eldritch horror!
So, all right, so I think we're gonna go ahead and redraw this name
Sorry,
here.
Stump.
Sorry, Stump.
Oh,
Okay. All right, so we got Hyodorio. Hyodorio, if you are in the chat, go ahead and let us know that you are here. Oh boy. Anybody else have other things to shout out while we're waiting for Hyo to respond? No.
Life is just Animal Crossing.
Yeah. No, for real.
There is
though.
only Animal Crossing.
I stayed up till 4 a.m. last night.
Dear God.
This makeup is hiding a lot of eye bags and shit, right? It is doing work.
But I mean, y'all, we're like halfway through this adventure. How are you all feeling? What are we gonna do? Are you gonna go for the sword, or do you want to try and get other ways to break the chain?
Shit, we didn't read the plaque.
Oh my God! Wait, Sage, what did the plaque say
just tell them
Yeah.
it's a game, but I need to know because I've been thinking that since we first saw that fucking statue. I'm like, who is she? What did she do?
What did she do? Why are you here? Why do you have a statue? So the unnamed hero defended El Terrell against an ancient blue dragon who had descended down onto the city and tried to consume it and enslave the population. But this fucking civilian picked up a sword and single-handedly slayed this dragon and saved the city. And so they believed that this woman was touched by the power of Torm in order to save the city, and so they made but afterwards dropped dead to the ground. But being so grateful for her heroic actions that they made a statue of her to commemorate her. And inside her statue is where her remains are interred, and holding the sword that she used to fell this creature.
Oh snap! Is that
Damn,
sword
that's sick.
like?
It's not
fancy?
magical.
Oh, okay.
It's a regular ass sword.
It's a regular ass great sword.
Yep.
Because Calvin's still got that. So
Okay. So
just put that in his gear.
I think we pulled it right when the raid came up here. So here we go. Everybody who's still hanging out in chat, all 24 of you, what we're going to do a special redraw all together. So I'm going to reset everything and we're going to do a quick and dirty
Quick
dice
and easy.
giveaway. Are you
Get
ready?
it, fights.
Are you ready, everybody? Okay, so the word is going to be hell! Exclamation point, hell. And I am opening the giveaway right now, and you all have like 30 seconds. Get in here. Exclamation point, hell! Everybody go in there. Type hell to join. We're going to give away these dice.
Go.
Yeah,
Hell.
yeah,
Hell.
go,
Hell.
go,
Hell.
hell. Bring it. Bring the hell.
Hell.
Yeah, come
And
on.
that's how the cult was formed.
And
This is how a cult was formed.
this is a cult. This is how it works. You all are here at the end celebrating descent with us. So hell yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. We're going in there. I'm going to give it like 20. Okay. 20. 19.
19.
6,
Oh
7,
no,
18,
too long. Too much of a
17.
countdown.
221.
200. Okay. All right. I'm doing it right now. I'm pulling. Okay. Boom. Feety pajamas. Congratulations.
Yay,
Yay, Feety pajamas.
One needs more feety pajamas in their
Oh.
life.
Yay! All right, Feety Pajamas. Go ahead and send us a DM. Send us where we can send these dice. So thank you, Feety. Woo! All right, good. You're here. You're awesome.
There we go.
All right, friends.
Sweet.
Well, until next time.
Venture to
hell!
hell. Venture to
Go to
hell.
hell,
Go to
everyone.
hell.
Go
Bye.
there.
Bye.